Don Cornelius, the visionary creator and longtime host of Soul Train, passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 75 in what authorities later ruled an apparent suicide, closing the chapter on one of the most influential cultural movements in American television history. Soul Train was never just a TV show. It was a feeling, a ritual, a living room celebration of black music, fashion, and joy that aired every Saturday and made millions feel seen for the first time. With its bright lights, iconic dance line, and legendary performances, the show brought soul, R&B, and later hip-hop directly into American homes, placing black culture front and center rather than at the margins. But behind the smooth moves and smiling faces, not everything was perfect. There were moments so chaotic and controversial that producers never wanted them aired, incidents that shook the show internally and, according to some, quietly contributed to its eventual decline. To understand that tension, you have to understand the man behind it all. Don Cornelius was born in Chicago and worked as a radio DJ and news reporter before hosting live dance parties at high schools across the city, events he called the Soul Train because he literally rode the train from neighborhood to neighborhood bringing music with him. That grassroots energy became the foundation of the show when Soul Train premiered locally on WCIU in August 1970 with a tiny budget, black and white cameras, and pure heart. The show exploded in popularity, moved into national syndication with the help of Johnson Products and Afro Sheen, and eventually relocated to Los Angeles, making Cornelius one of the first black men to own and produce a nationally syndicated television program. Calm, cool, and commanding, Cornelius' deep baritone voice and signature sign-off, "We wish you love, peace, and soul," became iconic. The show launched countless careers, from Jodie Watley to Rosie Perez, and showcased legends like James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, Al Green, the Jackson 5, and later Outkast and Mariah Carey. Just as important as the stars were the dancers, regular kids from the neighborhood who brought their own clothes, moves, and personalities to the floor, becoming cultural tastemakers whose styles were copied nationwide. Yet years later, some dancers revealed darker truths, alleging they were unpaid, fed with little more than a KFC meal, pushed into unhealthy competition, and in some cases subjected to inappropriate relationships and harsh control. Rosie Perez famously recalled a confrontation with Cornelius that ended with her throwing a greasy chicken wing at him in frustration. Cornelius was known to be strict, demanding polish and control, even forcing artists to redo performances if they didn't meet his standards. As music shifted in the late 1980s and 1990s, especially with the rise of hip-hop, Cornelius struggled to adapt, openly admitting he didn't fully understand or connect with the genre, even as it became unavoidable. In 1993, after more than 2 decades, he stepped down as host, though he remained behind the scenes. Without him at the helm, Soul Train slowly lost its identity. Ratings declined, time slots were pushed later into the night, syndication partners collapsed, and by 2006, after 35 seasons, the show stopped producing new episodes. Cornelius' later years were marked by personal struggles, including divorce, declining health, and internal battles few saw coming. His death in 2012 shocked the world, but his legacy endured. After the sale of the Soul Train brand, archives were opened, classic clips found new life on YouTube, the Soul Train Music Awards were revived, cruises launched, and the brand ultimately found a new home under BET and Paramount Global. Though the original show is gone, its impact remains undeniable. Soul Train proved that black joy, creativity, and everyday people deserved a national stage, and for decades, it delivered exactly that. The question now is whether a show with that same authenticity, cultural power, and community spirit could ever exist again, or whether Soul Train was truly a once-in-a-lifetime moment in television history.